Hello and thank you for joining us. My name is Ramon with Wild Spirit Wolf Sanctuary, and this is the first video version of the Monthly Howl. So for those of you who have been following us, you know that we have been putting out a consistent update through our blog, The Monthly Howl, and we wanted to switch it up a bit and make it more dynamic, so we're going to start delivering our monthly news through a video format. We hope that this new format extends our reach a little bit and makes it easier for people to stay updated with what's going on here at the sanctuary. So if you have any feedback that you'd like to give us about this new news format, please don't hesitate to leave a comment down below. So the first topic on our agenda today is our annual vet visit, which took place on September 6th. Taking care of and giving medical attention to over 65 different exotic canines is definitely a challenge. On top of a consistent and regular schedule of making sure that animals are being taken care of as various health issues pop up, we also perform a yearly veterinary visit where we bring a vet on property and we begin a sanctuary-wide event. The day starts really early. The first thing that has to be done takes place at 4 o'clock in the morning, and that's delivering certain medications to certain animals so that blood levels of various hormones can be tested later on in the day. So all the different animals that we have here have to be treated differently. Some of them can be brought into sub-enclosures, others can be leashed, and some of them have to be captured by nets and or darted. So the planning and the logistics for this day often takes months, and it's definitely a struggle. So one of the most important elements of the yearly vet visit is making sure that animals are being inoculated against rabies, which is something that the USDA requires of us, and this happens every 3 years. So there's a consistent rotation going on there. Other animals that may not be easy to work with or that are hard to take into town, which is over 2.5 hours away, are also checked on by the veterinarian. And overall, any type of pressing health concern is evaluated while the vet is on property with his entire team. And if giving medical care to 65 different animals wasn't tough enough, we also have to contend with a couple of escape artists that we have on property that get really frightened because of their traumatic histories whenever there are large groups of people moving about. In the past, we've had this issue come up and we've had animals actually escape. So this year, what we tried to do was get ahead of it and prevent that from happening. The primary animal that we were concerned about is a low-content wolf dog mixed with husky called Luna, whose history consists of being shot in the face by a shotgun. So she's actually full of birdshot and quite traumatized. So the first order of business was to go into her enclosure, capture her with a net, and put her inside a kennel so she could not escape during our veterinary visit. Unfortunately, the minute that the entire team walked in there ready to perform this capture, she instantly climbed up the fence and ran out. So what followed after that was a day-long escapade involving our entire team having to set up stations all around the sanctuary. We ended up having to dart her to recapture her and put her back in her enclosure. Overall, we were able to get her back into her enclosure safely. Everyone had to be very adaptable and perform tasks that they were not necessarily trained to do in order to get this job done. It's a testament to how great our team is. Despite the fact that she did escape and actually got out of our perimeter, we were able to secure her back into her enclosure by the end of the day. Overall, it taught us an important lesson about how to perform our next annual vet visit to prevent Miss Luna from escaping again. And we have gone in and rearranged her enclosure and made it into a mega enclosure, so we call it, to prevent her from escaping in the future. So Luna is back and safe with her boyfriend, Jaeger. So one of the biggest and funnest events that we have here happens during the Halloween season, and that is our Howl Halloween event. Generally, we have an open house, so our tours are also free that day. We have various types of activities and festivities, and every year we end this event with our fire ceremony. So the fire ceremony is really cool. It's where we say goodbye to all the animals that have passed, and we tell stories about them and we honor the lives that they lived here. This Halloween event actually worked out really well. We had people who engaged in our pumpkin carving contest, we had certain games that got played, and we had a lot of people show up and enjoy the free tours and being able to see the animals here. During our Halloween event, we also have massively reduced cost on our ambassador visits, and so many people came here and got to meet a wolf in person. If you do want to come out here and see this area during a beautiful season, consider coming out this next Halloween during 2019, where we will also have festivities, we'll have games, we'll have food, and we will also have free tours. So one of the really exciting things that has happened in the last couple of months is that we've gotten a new rescue whose name is Lobo. And he is a beautiful, very high content, all black wolf dog. So Lobo showed up on this farm in Arizona and was just hanging around and was also interacting with the animals, but was not hostile and certainly didn't hurt any of the animals on their property. He was just hungry and looking for food. So thankfully, the people who own that farm did not take it upon themselves to kill him and take his life the way that a lot of ranchers and farmers might do. Instead, they actually devised a plan and set it underway to net him with an overhead net when he came into a certain area to look for food. And though he was a bit wary because he did recognize the net and knew that something was off, they did catch him. And after catching him, they brought him here, and he has been paired with our infamous escape artist named Flicker, the low-content husky mixed wolf dog. Since he's been here, he's been very happy, and things have been working out really well. He's slowly warming up to the idea of having people around, and overall, we expect really good things to happen. Lobo and Flicker are getting along extremely well, and they're very happy with each other, and so far it seems like a match made in heaven. So while most of our animals on property are actually wild canines, not domesticated ones suited for living in a home, we do have a single pack of 5 dogs called Nolapack. Nolapack was rescued because it was believed by a shelter that they were housed in that they were quote-unquote dangerous wolf dogs. Because of this, they were actually isolated and kept in a small 10 by 10 enclosure for the first 2 years of their life. They got no exercise and no socialization. We're talking about 5 dogs that got no play, no interaction, and no exercise. And so while we do give them excellent care and they have room to run around in their enclosure these days, they have certain types of joint problems because of this lack of exercise in adolescence. So many of the Nolapack members have actually had ACL and MCL tears and have required surgery and physical therapy to get them going again. We realized in this last month that yet again one of its members had 2 blown out knees, and that is our little girl named Goldie. So Goldie underwent surgery a few days ago, and she is now currently going through physical therapy to get her back to as close to 100% as possible. We will also be giving her medications and joint supplements in order to help her with her recovery. Hopefully she heals quickly and gets back to A-OK so we can put her back in her pack because her members are missing her dearly. So those 5 stories were the big things that we wanted to share with you for this news cycle. Thank you for joining us and for being a supporter of Wild Spirit Wolf Sanctuary, and we'll catch you next time.